maximum wear, what is the average wear, and what is the wear rate since the last, what is the wear rate since new, what is the wear rate since last gauging, and so on. All these are done. And remember the points which I told you, that the normal wear is considered to be 0.1 mm per 1000 hours. The maximum wear is 0.6 to 0.8% of diameter. That is considered to be the useful life of the liner. These things must be remembered, and the basis of which the decision must be taken. But definitely the engine maker's manual must not be overlooked. What is written in the engine maker manual, that must be considered as the primary data or primary limit or primary figure, primary value, and that must be first considered. And thereafter, of course, you can have. Now, talking about the effects of under and over lubrication, yes, we have talked about the effects of over and under lubrication already, but then again wanted to emphasize upon that, and that's why you find that under lubrication and over lubrication both are bad for the liner. Yes, we often appreciate the under lubrication thing. We say कि अरे lube oil नहीं होगा तो you'll have a damage taking place. Now, what kind of damages can take place if there is no lube oil? If I again put a whiteboard over here, and if I try to write down over here, under lubrication, can you tell me that what are the functions of cylinder lube oil in a cylinder liner? What are the functions, functional requirements of lube oil? सबसे पहले पढ़ाया था. I taught you their Moodle exercise was there. Functional requirements of lube oil. Functional requirements of lube oil was there. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Talking about those functional requirements, what functions does this lube oil when it is used for cylinder lubrication? If you can tell me.
Sir, prevents clogging of impure metals.
First thing, primary thing.
Reduce the friction.
Reduce
the friction.
Reduce friction by providing sufficient quantity of lube oil. And reduce friction will reduce wear. Will reduce
Heat generation.
heat generation. Will reduce
Power loss.
will reduce power loss, right?
Sir, and
It's
noise
going
and
to-
vibration also.
Yeah, it is reducing noise and vibration also. Very good. So reduce noise and vibration. Very good. So I'll remember that, many of you. So when we have under lubrication, which is going to reduce friction, the first thing what is happening is when there is under lubrication, the friction is going to increase. That means the wear is going to increase, the heat generated is going to increase, the power loss is going to increase, the noise and vibration is going to increase. But obviously, we are not so much bothered because heat generated is very small on the liner surface. Of jacket cooling water is taking away with that. What we are concerned maximum about the wear. Wear will increase. The direct effect of that immediately seen is the wear. Obviously, immediately to wo bhi nahi dikhega. Over a long period of time only you will be able to see that. So wear and tear will increase. The second most important function of lube oil in a cylinder lubrication is, what is that?
Cooling.
Bearing lubrication, yes, cooling. Cylinder lubrication, no. Cooling to sub jacket cooling water karta. Hardly any cooling is done by lube oil.
Sealing.
Sealing, yes, very good. Sealing is the second most important function. So aapka seal will be lost if your under lubrication is taking place. Seal may be partially or completely lost. Generally, it is partially lost because some lube oil is still there. What do you think if the seal is partially lost? If the lube oil is partially removed from the surface of the cylinder liner, what do you think will happen?
Blow past.
Sorry?
Sir, blow past will be there.
Blow past will be there. And when the blow past is there, please remember, blow past has got a cascading effect. उसका चेन रिएक्शन की तरह से कास्केडिंग इफेक्ट होता है. Blow past होगा, blow past will further drive away the oil film. Blow past can cause collapsing of the piston rings. Blow past will cause some carbon deposits over there. It can cause jamming of the piston rings in the groove, and it will ultimately, when blow past takes place, lube oil film gets removed, scuffing damage will take place. You know, micro scuffing and macro scuffing, adhesive wear, that will take place. That will, and then you have a cascading effect and wear increases several times. That is second. Third important point, tell me. Was the most important, third most important and very important. Yes. Yes.
Prevention of corrosion.
Yes, corrosion prevention. So it is acid neutralization, corrosion prevention. जो भी नाम इसको देना चाहो यहाँ पे दे सकते हो. Corrosion prevention, acid neutralization. So that is what you are giving. तो क्या हो जाएगा आपका? Corrosive wear is going to increase, isn't it? This is going to increase frictional wear. Is going to increase adhesive wear also. This is going to increase frictional wear. This is going to increase frictional wear. Okay, and this is going to increase the corrosive wear. And adhesive wear जब आपका बढ़ता है तो ये याद रखिए आप कि आपका abrasive wear भी बढ़ जाता है. Because of micro welding and micro tear which takes place, the roughness of the surface increases, and these micro torn particles, they act as abrasives. So they further score the liner, they further cause damage to the liner and the piston rings. So आपका macro seizure होने लग जाता है, फिर macro scuffing होने लग जाता है. So frictional wear, adhesive wear and abrasive wear तीनों increase होगा. यहाँ पे आपका corrosive wear increase होने लग जाता है. और इसके साथ में आपका clover leafing भी increase हो जाएगा if you reduce the cylinder lube oil quantity. Clover leafing will also start. Okay, so got these points?
Yes.
Under तो कैसे है logic समझो तो you will be able to answer. You don't need to remember things. If you remember the logic, you can do lot of answers you can actually make if the logic is clear to you, very clear to you in your mind. Now effects of over lubrication. अभी over lubrication तो ऐसा आता है दिमाग में, अरे over lubrication तो lube oil अच्छा है ना, more quantity of lube oil is there, तो should it harm? Should it harm? The answer is
yes, sir.
anything which is in excess, which is not optimal, which is not optimized, that is also not good for the system. पहला चीज तो जो है, जो आपको इफेक्ट वहां दिखेगा नहीं, that is the pocket of the ship owner, the pocket of the ship operator, that is getting cut. Actually, it's getting a hole in the pocket. You are actually blowing a hole in the pocket of the ship operator. आपने तो ओवर लुब्रिकेट कर दिया. सम चीफ इंजीनियर, स्मार्ट चीफ इंजीनियर कम सेइंग अरे लाइनर वेयर प्रॉब्लम है, कुछ है, इंक्रीज कर दो. मैं लास्ट स्टेप में था, इंक्रीज कर दो, अभी इंक्रीज कर दो. पहला चीज तो इमीडिएट इफेक्ट होगा, स्पेसिफिक सिलेंडर lube oil consumption will increase. The cost per day basis that is increasing. Your ship owner, your ship operator will start crying, start asking questions. ये तो है immediate effect, but nobody normally sees कि after effect आपका क्या होगा, long term effect क्या होगा. ये जो long term effect है वो यहाँ पे लिखे हुए. These are written over there. You will have a formation of excessive calcium carbonate ash, and calcium carbonate ash is forming hard deposits. It's a hard ash, and it keeps forming on the top land and between the piston crown and the first land, second land, and everywhere it is going to form that. And these hard deposits, when they are formed between the piston and the liner, they are going to rub the liner, they are going to scratch the liner, they are going to score the liner, and the liner will get bore polished. Very soon the liner will become like a mirror surface. The oil retention on the liner surface will further get decreased, and because of this bore polishing, micro scuffing and macro scuffing will take place. Excessive wear will be taking place. Oil film cannot be retained on the surface, and you will have further problems taking place. Lot of oil is going over there. Some oil gets deposited, some ash gets deposited in between the ring and the groove, and they jam the rings also. Once the rings they get jammed, the rings will collapse, blow past will increase, And the system failure, you will have slowly the exhaust temperatures increasing, the power coming down, exhaust temperatures increasing, black smoke getting emitted, and so on. So this is having again effect which is slow to show in the beginning, but over a period of time, the effect can be disastrous. शुरू में नहीं दिखेगा. For 100, 2000 running hours, people can neglect it. After 100, it does show it up itself in the scavenger inspection. Please understand that. But in the beginning, people can neglect it. अरे ये तो चलता है, थोड़ा सा है. So slight over lubrication नहीं ठीक है. We can't make out and all. But then if you continue ignoring that, then the situation will come to that point number 2 and 3 mentioned over here. Hard deposits causing the increased liner wear, and deposits found in the piston ring grooves and restricting the free movement of the pistons. This will affect the sealing, and extreme cases cause the ring seizure and the ring collapse. That is going to take place in the extreme case. Okay.